When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching Septum Sen vs. the World. I'm Septum Sen, I'm here with Kotobuki Jake.
Hi.
And we're here to show you what they got. So, we've had quite a week. You know what? This has been such a Gundam dry spell, I'm getting tired of saying it. We'll tell you when we got some Gundam.
Now, we do have a piece of a very large and sprawling franchise this week that unfortunately is being released in this country by Aniplex.
Well, but first, let's show you that beautiful movie footage. Right now.
She was living on couches that belonged to her friends. She would sleep with her feet in her shins hanging over the ends, looking over her shoulder, never knowing herself. I believe she could never fit in till somebody new came along. He was singing at weddings where the money was good, taking tips, singing hits for the pants on the single girls stood. Never want to get lucky, never making a play. Got the words to love on the lines of day, never stay too long. Stay too long. One day you're gonna meet that someone. They're gonna turn your whole world around, upside down. Watch out, they're gonna be a better how. They're gonna see it so one big loud, one big loud.
You said we're talking about what they got, but oh well.
No, I always try to give people the Gundam news first, you know, just in case. I mean, people sit on their seat for that Gundam news.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, one series that I actually really want to get into. I've heard a lot about it. I've heard really good things about it. I've held off in very large part because it's a large, sprawling franchise. Aniplex has released it, and they released it in a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere. And I'm pretty sure this week actually combines some of the previous releases.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% positive which ones. But this week sees the release of a Monogatari Season 2 collection. Now, or a Monogatari Series Season 2, I think is what they call it, or whatever. Of course, for those of you who don't know, the Monogatari series is apparently a weird, trippy, artsy, very talky series. Lots of subtitles. But it is supposed to be really good. And I've heard a lot of praise. I want to see it really bad. Maybe one day. Maybe if Aniplex is actually condensing it, it might become affordable in the future. That'd be good.
Yeah. Right now, if you want to get all of it, we're looking at almost $2,000 American. So, good luck.
You could probably stream it because almost everything they've licensed is streaming.
I almost guarantee you can stream it.
but I don't want to watch it and then find out I need to get it.
So I'm going to add one, but I'm probably going to put both of these together because I got nothing to say. Because there's two really big horror releases, but I've never seen them. I just know them by reputation, and that's Night of the Creeps and Green Inferno. They're being released separately. I'm putting them up here. I may one day see them. I would be willing to bet money that they will eventually be covered on Inside Movies Galore, on our discussion. These are the movies that the thing was originally meant to discuss.
I cannot guarantee you I'll watch the Eli Roth one, but we'll find out.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes as it goes in. But yeah,
see
these
how
are by some acclaimed directors, so it just is what it is.
Yeah.
That's it there for that.
Speaking of acclaimed stuff, this week sees not one, but two new releases from the Criterion Collection. A collection, a famed adaptation of Tolstoy's War and Peace. A little bit of light viewing there, for the kids. And another one that I've known the name of this film for many, many years. It's got a very good reputation, but I have never gotten around to watching it. It's a film called Hedwig and the Angry Inch. And it's a great title. It really is.
It is.
Both of these are on my radar. They're both films I know I need to see eventually. With the Criterion release, that definitely puts them more on my radar for purchase.
Yeah.
And it just hit me today out of the blue that, hey, we're 2 weeks away from the Criterion sale.
Yep. And sadly, I have no
be...
money for it.
I don't either, but I'm going to get at least 3 items. I know I'm getting a face in the crowd.
I will have to live vicariously through you on those purchases. I might get one.
Yeah. We will see how it goes. These two will eventually be picked up. But for those of you out there who, like us, love your Criterion sets, and unlike us, have money, here you go.
Oh, we're almost due for another Criterion video, aren't we?
Yeah, probably.
In July. Maybe we'll do an extra top 10 before the end of the month.
Oh, right. We need to do the ones that need the Criterion release. Oh, yeah.
We might have to delay that anime list because of the Criterion sale. Well, we'll discuss it.
Yes.
Because we also have huge stuff to get up with the vlogcast coming up, too. We got a lot to catch up on there.
A lot to catch up on.
So, the next is a continuation of a series. I've got the first 2 seasons. It looks like it's right up my alley, but I have still yet to see an episode, and that is Overlord. It's getting its Season 3 release. I actually have the limited edition release for Season 2. And it just looks cool. It's about a guy who's playing an MMO, a multiplayer RPG, and it's in the last days of it. So, there's him and a couple of buddies are sitting there and just having a party, and he decides I'm just going to be here until the lights come out. Well, the lights turn off, and he's still there, but he can't log out now. And all the NPCs have a life of their own. And he plays this, evil character, this evil, Lich Lord. And you get to see the various interactions as he fights the heroes. And it has gotten a lot of good acclaim. I really want this season. It's on my wish list. I just have to wait for the money to be there.
Now, another one coming out this week that I'm a little surprised is not a Criterion release, because we all know how much they love them some David Lynch. David Lynch's Lost Highway is getting a re-release. This is one of his films I never have seen, but I've been wanting to. It's a 97 release. This is IMDb's description. After a bizarre encounter at a party, of course it's bizarre, it's a David Lynch film.
Yeah.
Anyway, a jazz saxophonist is framed for the murder of his wife and sent to prison, where he inexplicably morphs into a young mechanic and begins leading a new life. Okay.
All right.
That's about what you'd expect there.
That's a David Lynch.
Stars Bill Pullman, Patricia Arquette, Henry Rollins, Mink Stoll, Balthazar Getty, Gary Busey. Okay, it just got more bizarre there. Giovanni Ribisi just got even more. And this is one of the reasons it's been on my radar for years. This is one of the last film credits for Richard Pryor.
Ah.
So that's an intriguing thing there. And I kind of, if this had gotten a Criterion release, it would be at the top of my list for July. But as it is, it's nice to see it's getting a re-release. And I do intend to give it a go one day.
My last one is a release by Discotheque. I believe it's Discotheque. Is that right? I think they're the ones that always release these. And I got the English version of this. They're doing this thing where they release the series in English and then they'll release the original Japanese. So The Wonderful Lizard of Oz, I got the original English release and now they're doing the original Japanese version. Now, whether I'll get that one or not, it's on my list, but not on my priorities.
It's kind of annoying that they did it that way.
It does. It brings me back to the old VHS days where they used to do that. And you'd pay a lot to get a sub back then. If you wanted to get in the original Japanese, you're paying almost $10 more. So a $30 VHS with like 3 episodes in English would cost you almost $40 for the original Japanese. For like 2 to 3 episodes.
Right.
Aniplex prices.
Oh boy.
It's coming back again.
Yeah. You're bringing it back, right?
Well, Aniplex is, anyway.
Yeah.
And they are doing it too, but Discotheque does have a good pricing system.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive. It's a lot of episodes for what you're getting, so price point's fine.
It's not as bad, definitely. But still, it's like you would think they would have figured out a way to make it work for one package.
I mean, if you were like buying both at full price, you'd pay like 60 to 70 maybe total, which isn't bad. That's like for 50 some episodes, that's still not bad.
It's not
pricing.
bad. So at any rate, I'm going to briefly mention 2 very artistic films that I'm also surprised these didn't get Criterion releases. I have heard a lot about 24-Hour Party People. I think I'm remembering correctly that this film is the one I think it is. It's a Steve Coogan star that, like I said, I've heard a lot about over the years. One day I'll get to it. The other one I've heard not so much. It's much more recent, I think. But it's a Christian Petzold film called Transit. And I wanted to mention it, because just this morning I was looking at the stuff at the library and going, do I want to put a hold on that? But Petzold is the director of a film that is in the Criterion Collection, Phoenix, which I watched and I'm very intrigued by. And I have filmed a review video for that will be posted by the end of the year, I'm sure.
And if you haven't watched his Criterion review,
yes,
he did do one last week in place of our other stuff. Well, we actually had a couple of extras this last week. I mean, we had the start of my Video Game Diary series. We had one of your Criterions. But we were at the absence of a top 10 list or a other. But I did get to interview Brad Sykes, which is of the Camp Blood fame. So it was worthwhile.
Good times. And then, of course, this week we do have a top 10. It's going to be very cool. And then, to finish off for this week, we're going to do an old favorite. It's kind of an odd, there's a long story behind this one, and we're not going to go into it too much, but basically, Gainax is known for doing some weird stuff. And one of the kind of weird ones they did was a little show called He Is My Master, about a super wealthy brat and the 2 sisters who go into his employ as maids, and one of which has a pet crocodile. Very amusing character. And I believe another maid ends up in the mix somehow. I don't remember, but that's how these things go.
Yeah.
And it's a borderline, one could say borderline sketchy series, but it's got a very cute art style. It's got decent music, if I remember correctly. It's just notable as a kind of batshit crazy made series. And I'm kind of happy to see Sentai re-releasing it. And I'm almost certain this is its first time on Blu Ray.
And at a lower price point than either one of us paid for it.
No, I don't.
Actually, yeah, I remember that.
I didn't pay too much.
Because you paid more than I did.
Probably.
I remember that because when it was, I remember you saw it and you said, okay, it's going out of print, price is going to go up, and now it's like $16. I think you got it for like...
It's a fun game trying to guess when you're getting deals and when you're not.
This one, unfortunately, though it may have been going out of print, it definitely wasn't. It definitely was not at the end of the day. And
Sentai probably still has a few copies on DVD, and every time they have a sale, it's cheap.
It's cheaper and cheaper as it goes.
But it's interesting. But at any rate, I guess that does it for this one.
Yep, that's it for this week. Okay. I hope you've enjoyed it. Tell us what you're interested in that's coming out. Is there anything we missed? Of course, let us know in the comments below, and we will see you on the next one.
Goodbye.